the Hallmarkies podcast. We're so excited today. We are here to do a very special episode of the podcast. We are talking about what would be sort of our dreams for Hallmark, what we would pitch to them if we had their ears. And we're doing a little think tank, you might say, to the Hallmark channel, because we know that Bill Abbott and Michelle Vickery regularly listen to our podcast. So we are speaking right to you tonight. It's going to be very fun. And I'm Rachel, and Amber is here.
That's right, everybody. Amber is here.
So exciting. Yay! And Lisa is here.
Well, how can I follow after that? Hi. Hi, guys.
You didn't bring your own sound effect?
I did not.
And so we have, I think it's 4 or 5 questions here. And we're gonna go over, share our answers, and then when I posted these questions on Twitter, it was the most popular thing I've ever done. Like, the responses were overflowing. So we're gonna share our Twitter responses as well. So that will be really fun. And I'm excited. You guys excited?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I mean, basically, this is just me gonna be like, and then we could do this. So obviously, I'm excited about it.
Okay, well, I guess let's dive in. So
Let's do it.
Yes. First question is, what are your top 5 Hallmark movies that deserve sequels? And so this is an interesting question. And, sometimes sequels can be a tricky thing for Hallmark to do. And I don't know. So it's kind of a tricky. Do you want to leave your favorite vulnerable to sequel? But Lisa, what did you come up with?
Okay, so most of mine are sequels, but not for the main characters. They're for the other
that's
characters.
the way it should
that's
be.
The way sequels
and you are
be.
right. Congratulations.
Thank you. Where you get a little hint of maybe an epilogue of the first couple, then you move on and you just see them somewhere in the background for a little bit, and that's it. So for me, my 5, 4 of them, and then one is just a straight up, I need more. First one is One Winter Proposal. Again, not the mains. Sean and Megan. I need more. I need to know what they're going to do.
Mm.
And my number 2 is The Story of Us. Not for the mains, but for Rick and Lucy. I want their story more about how they get together and how their relationship unfolds. Number 3 is Coming Home for Christmas, but I don't need all the main stuff. I need to know what happens when they keep going in the house, but I need to know what happens to Kip when he goes to Greece, and more Andrew Francis, that sort of thing. And then number 4 is Road to Christmas, but from one of the other brothers, preferably Cardi Wong, but I'll take
that's the right choice, by the way.
Yes. So, an extension there, and then we could even do a trilogy where then the other brother is at the end. I mean, we just follow them all. And then my last one is Christmas at Pemberley, but I want to see, okay, here's where I have to explain a little bit. Not them at Christmas. I want to see the 2 leads, Michael Rady and what's her name?
Jessica Lowndes.
Yes. I want to see more actual Pride and Prejudice references for real outside of Christmas, because I thought he plays a really nice stoic guy, and she, I can see how she could really, really not get on his nerves, but you know what I mean? Like, that's the wrong phrase, not get on his nerves, but challenge him. And that would be interesting to see that in a more Pride and Prejudice-y way outside of Christmas. So that's my last choice.
I mean, we have some influence with a lot of your choices because, I mean, Nina has been on our show many times. She wrote Coming Home for Christmas. and Tracy Ann Dreen wrote The Story of Us.
Yes.
And then I think there was even another one in there. Anyway, that we've had. So if you're listening, Tracy and Nina,
there you go. There's some ideas.
Yes. Very good. Love it. All right. My top 5. I have the Nanny Express is my first one. It's one of my favorite Hallmark movies I've ever done.
Hilariously, I knew you would pick Nanny Express.
You'd have to kind of recast the kids to do what I'm thinking of, and which I think would be fine. But the movie ends with her just asking if they could go on a date. I mean, with him just asking if they could go on a date, which I think is super cute. I love that ending. But I would like to see them dating and see what happens. And you know, there's lots of drama in teenagehood, and so it's not like it'll be completely over for the daughter. The kid, you know, the boy could have some fun shenanigans going on, and I don't know, I just feel like it'd be fun to see Vanessa Marcel back. Hallmark, we haven't seen her for a little bit, and so yeah, that's my first choice. and then I choose, I think it would be interesting to get an update on the Christmas choir and see how the choir is doing, and get kind of because it's unusual, because that movie doesn't really have a romance angle. It's just about, I mean, there's a little bit, but it's mainly about this arrogant guy learning to love these homeless people and serving in this choir. And I think it would be really interesting to kind of get a 2019 update on the Christmas choir. I think would be cool. And then I have Darrow and Darrow. I know we've had technically 3 sequels, but I want another one. I want to see them actually kiss. I want to see their relationship progress. It's such a great, it's so well written that I really want another one very badly. Then I have Christmas and Angel Falls. I'm curious to see what happens next, because now she's not technically an angel. So in this world, what does that mean for her? And like, how does she adjust to living in the mortal world? And if she was an angel, then does she have like a previous life, or was she like what's going on? I feel like
Well, I don't know that angels are ghosts,
right? I guess so. It's hadn't been born yet. I don't know.
She's just an angel.
She's just an angel, I guess. But I feel like there's something there in her, like becoming mortal, and it would be interesting to know. And
I'm not sure about the theology of that show.
I guess. But she's got her free will now, and what's she going to do with it? It could be interesting. And and I just loved them so much. I thought they had amazing chemistry, and you could still have some reason for Beau Bridges to become involved in some way. That would be fun. And so that's my most shaky one, but I would be interested to see it. So then my last choice is How to Fall in Love. I would love to see, I guess, them as parents. I think would be really interesting. Like the combination of Brooke D'Orsay and Eric Mabius and Harold, and I forget her name, but I think the two of them, like maybe preparing for a stressful family Christmas, might be really fun. Like his personality versus her personality. I would watch that. I think it would be fun. So those are my choices for movies that deserve sequels. So
all right. So are you guys ready for my list? Oh,
I think so.
Okay, so first and foremost, obviously, # 10 Lives of Christmas.
Right.
I mean, right?
Right.
Yeah. I purposely left that off my list because I knew you would have it on your list, and I didn't want to.
Well, I mean, it almost goes without saying
Double
because
list
we
it,
just
yes.
are constantly beating that drum, but it did have to be said. So, 10 Lives of Christmas, if you want to know what they could do in it, listen to all of the podcasts where we talk about it. And then I have a couple where I just kind of want to see what would happen with Casey Manderson's character in a sequel, since he was the wrong guy. So Once Upon a Holiday, where he was like the bad reporter, you could see him have like a redemption story, and we could also see what happens with Paul Campbell's sister. And then also Love Struck Cafe, where he's also like the worst, and he proposes to the girl and she's like, wait, no, go away. I'd like to see him get love in either of those movies. # Casey Manderson for life. And then I would really like if they did a Good Witch standalone movie. So like it's still part of the Good Witch universe, and we can still have some of the main characters come in, but it doesn't necessarily follow with the TV series where it's just about like Lori being a journalist off somewhere finding love.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That could be good. Yeah.
And then, look at me go. I thought I didn't have 5, but I have a million. I would really like to see the sequel to Frozen in Love, where we get to see her brother and her friend fall in love.
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Which we've talked about. So, I mean, like, mine are kind of cheater pantses, because we've been demanding these sequels, but...
Yeah.
And I do wish that they would revisit the Wedding Planner mystery series and make it into a series, not just a standalone.
Oh, I thought the same thing about, what is it, Along Came the Nanny? That could have had a couple more movies.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
Did you see that Erica is coming back? In the news that we scooped, she's going to do a Christmas movie.
I love Erica.
Yeah. We got
I
scoop.
love her.
It was pretty exciting. Yeah. It's not for sure that it's for Hallmark, but she will be in a Christmas movie this
She's the best.
year. So that's really exciting. So very good. Well, I think that those are all good choices. So
Bill, Michelle, you know what to do.
that's right. Okay.
My
Well,
DMs are open, y'all.
go over some of the many choices that we got from Twitter. There's seriously so many. But Darlene says Harvest Love, Harvest Moon, Hope at Christmas, Marrying Mr. Darcy, and October Kiss. Then SJH Canada says Murder She Baked. She wants to know, is she married? Does she pick Cameron Matheson, 9 Lives of Christmas, and Sleuthing with Mr. Darcy, which I don't know what that is. But
That she wants to make a mystery series out of the Marrying Mr. Darcy movies.
Hey, that sounds good to me. Okay, then let's see here. Casey, our very good friend Casey says How to Fall in Love, but a sequel in which Harold and Annie trying to do some matchmaking, and it's just a whole comedy of errors.
Excellent.
Lauren Eagle says October Kiss. Mostly, I don't like the sequels, but this one is worthy. And let's see. Waiting in the Pumpkin Patch says How to Fall in Love. Casey is so right. Love at the Thanksgiving Day Parade, The 9 Lives of Christmas, hashtag 10 Lives of Christmas. Another signed, sealed, delivered Christmas movie, Christmas Perfection. Yes, this would have to jump networks. So he's really crazy. That's good. So Georgia, good friend Georgia says, Coming in for Christmas needs a sequel to resolve Kip's storyline. He's a good guy who deserves a happy Christmas. Instead
Georgia! Yes!
yes. Instead of one where his family's like meh about him being gone. Andrew Francis deserves better. Laura Ann Marie says One Winter Proposal, Snow Bride, Love to the Rescue, True Love Blooms, Love on the Menu. So Leanne Scott says Royal Matchmaker, My Secret Valentine, Under the Autumn Moon, Bottled with Love, and Snow Coming. So lots of fun ideas from our Twitter. We should just forward this on to Bill and forward the Twitter thread.
Please be Hallmark Channel executives.
That's right. Okay, so our next topic is which Hallmark movies would you give a remake to? This was a hard question for me because I feel like so many of the movies are very similar that it's like, well, they basically made it again, but so a remake, it almost seems futile to me. So for my answers for this one, I actually went almost all were Hallmark Hall of Fames. And I would just love for them to go back to sort of the more bold Hall of Fames that they used to do. And I don't know, make them really different from the rom-com type movies. I would love that. And so mine are probably more pipe dreams than anything else. But my one sort of non-Hall of Fame, well, I have two non-Hallmark Hall of Fame ones that I'll go over first. I actually think we could use a new remake of The Christmas Card. It's a favorite. You could even bring Ed Asner back. I think that would be fine. But I don't know. I just feel like there's certain parts of it that are a little outdated that you could kind of update, make a little bit more modern. And I think that the story is pretty solid, but I don't know, just some of the like antics with the boyfriend and some of the other stuff is just like a little outdated. Like the way that he kind of like proposes and she doesn't actually say yes. That's sort of weird. But anyway, I really like the movie, and I just feel like with a little tweaks, I think it could use a little bit of a remake. So that's maybe controversial. And then another one that I think would be a good one to make a remake of is a movie called it's called A Kiss at Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cute with Faith Ford, and she plays a matchmaker she's a professional matchmaker, and there's this new algorithm, this new site that comes and is taking away her business, run by this guy. Well, she decides she's going to test the site and like prove it wrong, that it can't find a match. Well, it ends up matching her with this widower who's the guy who's running the site, so her competition. And anyway, it ends up going really well, and it's super cute, and I feel like you could get some like fresh talent, and it's an idea. It's been, I forget when that movie was, but I think it's been long enough that you could kind of use that idea again. I think it's a pretty cute idea. Anyway, so then the rest are my Hallmark Hall of Fame ideas. I would love to see way back in the day, they did Kiss Me Kate, like a full-on musical with Cole Porter songs, and I think that would be so cool if they were.
It would be amazing,
right?
I have never, like, I am hyped about this.
Yes. It would be really fun, and I don't think it would be that expensive. It's such an old musical that I don't think it would be, a real.
Who's going to object? Cole Porter,
right? Yeah, and it all takes place in like one theater, almost the whole play, and so it's not like you need tons of expensive sets like other musicals you would need. You could do it for a very, I think, reasonable cost, and we have all of these. Even Nikki DeLoach, who talked to this today.
Nikki DeLoach is a
great singer.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Singer.
Dude, she was on the Mickey Mouse Club. Yeah. Do you know who else was on the Mickey Mouse Club? Christina Aguilera.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Alicia Witt's a great singer. There's tons of great singers that you could have on, that would do well with these classic kind of jazzy songs, fun songs. And I think it would be really great. And I think it would get great numbers. So that, and
I'm so on board. Plus, yes. Like, I don't want to say it like this, but like, I feel like you could actually get some more of a new audience to come in for that, because I mean, how huge are those musicals on like Fox and ABC? And it's just because Disney like Channel. It's the only place to watch musicals.
Yeah.
Bring it over. Come on.
Yeah. And Disney Channel, they get great numbers for their musicals. So for the most part. So I think, what do you think, Lisa?
I mean, I'm going to go ahead and confess I've never seen it, but it sounds awesome. Everything y'all are saying sounds amazing.
Okay. Well, I mean, so Kiss Me Kate is essentially the story of Taming of the Shrew.
Okay.
But it's like a musical.
Have you ever heard the song "It's Too Darn Hot"? It's too darn. That's one of the and another opening, another show. So in Love. Anyway, it's fun. It's fun songs. I Hate Men. That's a fun one. But anyway, so then my next choice is also an old one, I think from the 70s or 80s, but they did a version of All Creatures Great and Small, which is a book that I love, about this veterinarian in England and the wacky adventures of the various townspeople that he interacts with. And it's like a set of like 7 to 8 books, James Herriot. And I think that you could do a similar, you wouldn't have to make it in England if you don't want, you can make it here. And they love animals on Hallmark, so this is like a great fit.
Mhm.
And I don't know, it's just be really sweet and fun, and I would enjoy that. And then I would really love for them to make an Anne of Green Gables, especially after Ian with an E traumatized us. But
Oh my gosh, but that doesn't count as a movie
Right.
that they are remaking you're in the wrong category, Rachel.
right. So that's why I said instead of Anne of Green Gables, I think that remake The Secret Garden. It'd be kind of in that same spirit a little bit. And I would just love for them to do another period piece, make it, I don't know, just feel different than their typical Hallmark movies. I think that would be really fun. And, I feel like we haven't had a theatrical version of Secret Garden in a while. So it's not like a story that's been told a million times. So you could even do the musical Secret Garden, which is fantastic.
That's what I was thinking. Rachel, we're in so much sync right now.
So there you go. That is my ideas for remakes. I was pretty excited about my list. So Amber, what do you have for your list?
Okay, so my list consists of exactly one movie.
Okay.
And that is the movie Mail Order Bride. And that's because there is nothing I love more than a mail order bride story, or a story where people are like forced to get married and then fall in love. And and so when I saw that there was a movie called The Mail Order Bride, remember how excited I was, Rachel?
Yeah.
And then I watched it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is not what I wanted it to be at all. I want them to make a better one. So they could anyway.
So
That's my dream, my wish. For more thoughts on the Mail Order Bride movie, listen to the podcast on it.
So this will be one that won't make Casey shook, she says.
Yeah, like a non-shaketh Casey version of Mail Order Bride.
Oh, good. Lisa, what do you have as your remake?
Okay, now I feel bad because I took this in another direction. I didn't take
it's fine.
movies where I was like, hey, these could use refreshers. I took movies where I wanted to remake them because I want them to make different choices.
Oh, great. I love that.
Yeah, me
so
too.
First one, probably not surprising to a lot of people, Wedding March 3, don't give her a promise ring. I need an engagement.
Right.
I need to go ahead and wrap this up and get engaged because y'all are over 40 and that's ridiculous. You don't need to worry about, I don't know if we can afford to you're adults, get married.
Yeah.
Number 2, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. I agree with that one because you could still have the sequels. They run a place. Like they can just do exactly the same thing they do, but as a married couple.
They could have gotten married in part 2 in the first 10 minutes and we never had to hear about it again.
Agreed.
And we could have just had a bunch of Hallmark stars rotate in and out and get married to each other at their marriage farm, whatever it's called.
A marriage farm.
Whatever it's called.
Their venue, I guess.
Venue. There you go.
No, it's a marriage farm.
Wedding March 8, marriage farm. So, done. My next one is All of My Heart in Love because it's part 2 because I was so excited for that sequel. I really was. And it just turned into her being mad at him for working. And I thought, that's his job. That's how you get food. And that's how you pay for the inn. But I guess I'm dumb because I like work where I get paid for it. So I'd redo that one because, and also another thing I would change is I don't need Denise to come in and fall in love with Tommy. I needed Casey and Tommy to get together. Those were my original pairings, and it devastated me that they did not put those two together. They're both tall and they both live in the town and they're both single. Why didn't they ever go on a date? That's just dumb. And then I only have one more. Okay, so the other one is, and I probably shouldn't use this one just because honestly, I've never seen it, but I've always seen it in the lineup and I've read the description and it sounds just amazing, and it's called Loving Leah. And have either of you watched this?
Yeah,
I love Loving Leah, so tread lightly.
No, I'm not saying it sounds terrible. I'm saying that The description sounds amazing, and I want it redone in this. This is back in what, 2008, 2009?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like 10 years ago. Redo this. I want to see this now. Like,
dude, it holds up.
Either way, the story sounds like it's so off the wall, non-Hallmark now. I want it redone.
Yeah. You know what? Let me see. You know what kind of movies I like? Movies where people get married and then fall in love.
Exactly.
Boom. Case in point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I got excited for my last. That's why I left it for the last, because you said that and I was like, okay, I'm gonna roll this to the end.
But like, it's too precious. Don't touch it.
If you want to know our thoughts on Loving Leah, I'll put a link down to our Hallmark Hall of Fame podcast where we talked about it. It's really good. Yes.
But like, actually, let's be honest. If they just made more movies like that, that would be great too. So yes, I accept your proposal. It's not like Loving Leah would stop existing.
No, I wasn't saying that because I thought it sounded terrible. I was like,
yeah,
why don't they make movies like this anymore?
Yeah. For real, girl. For real.
Outside the box storylines that I am 150% here for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying with Hallmark Hall of Fame. Like, it'd be so cool if it was really event television again. Like, if it was something that was different. Like, that would be great. I would love it.
Because honestly, the Hallmark Hall of Fame movies now have just sort of become another regular movie.
Yeah. I mean, they have sometimes more bloated casts, but it doesn't really do it for me. I'd rather have more investment in, because I mean, I think most of these actors are pretty competent, so it doesn't do me that much more to have, I don't know, Dermot Mulroney versus Andrew Walker. I don't care. So
plus, like, Andrew Walker's the best. So,
so anyway, I would love it. I mean, we haven't had, the only, like, I guess you call it period piece we've had in Hallmark Hall of Fame was that Candace Cameron Ray go through time one. That's as close as we've gotten in the last 4 or 5 years. So, I mean, they can do better. Let's do better. Okay, so we didn't have as many responses on the Twitter to this one because it's a harder question, I think. But Caroline, our good friend Caroline Richardson, says, "My secret Valentine." She says, "Make Chloe nicer." So, yeah, that I agree with that. I could lose that. I could live with that. Aaron Kelly says, "Love's enduring promise, but keep Logan Bartholomew." And then
girl, you know I know that's the right answer.
And Casey says, "Willie." I'm still mad about that, what they did to him in that series. And so they have an exchange back and forth.
Yeah, and they are right. They are right.
So, and then Waiting in the Pumpkin Patch, he says he'd like to see remakes of In My Dreams, same story premise, but a new couple meeting in their dreams with new circumstances.
Ooh,
yeah, which could be good.
Actually, legit on board.
Yeah. North Pole would add some whimsy to Christmas, doing another North Pole. And the perfect Christmas present, not a remake or redo, to try again to make a better movie. Yes, agreed. Okay, so there you go. That's our Twitter for that question. So next question we have, list your dream pairings that haven't happened yet that you'd like to see on Hallmark Channel. So Amber, what do you have as your dream pairings you'd like to see?
Okay, so here's the thing. I decided that this would be the perfect time for me to just talk about all the people that I love and feel would be gettable and I want to be in Hallmark movies that I have not seen yet. So, like, imagine, let's say, Will Friedle in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
With Casey Manderson being his buddy. And then, like, somebody's the romantic lead. I don't care. The girl. Whatever. Just imagine Will Friedle and Casey Manderson being best friends in a movie.
That would be amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good choice.
Zach Gilford, who was in Friday Night Lights and is just really cute. I think he would be really fun and handsome in a Hallmark movie. Same with Scott Porter, who was also in Friday Night Lights and super cute and should be in Hallmark movies because I want him to be. And then also Neil Grayston needs to be in a Hallmark movie. He's the best, and he talks to people who are in Hallmark movies on Twitter, and he would be wonderful.
Yeah, those are really good choices. I approve.
Thank you.
Gold.
Apparently they're mostly dudes. But also Kat Graham, who was on the Vampire Diaries. I would love for her to be in them. And then as far as pairings of the Hall stars that we haven't seen, what I'd really love is to have Victor Zink
yes.
and
yes.
Emily Tennant.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Wouldn't they be cute? And he's so big and she's so little. They'd be an adorable little pairing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay, that's my turn.
Okay. Well, you kind of combined two questions together.
Oh, was that another question?
The next question is people we'd like to see in Hallmark movies.
Oh, well, you know what? Fine. I just did both things at once.
That's okay. It's fine. So you can just comment on our list, I guess. So, okay. My pairing.
I went rogue.
Yes, you did. Okay, my pairings that I haven't seen yet. I think Brooke Elliot and Luke McFarlane would be delightful together.
Absolutely.
He's kind of calm and kind, and she's perky and sweet. I feel like that dynamic would be really fun. Then I have Emily Osment and Carlos Penavega. I feel like Carlos is better when he's not with his wife. I don't know if that's controversial. And I feel like their personalities would mesh. They're just about the same age, and I think that they would do well together. I think they'd have good chemistry. Mm-hmm. And so, and then I think that they should do a couple more movies with throw a bone to the Amy's of the world that are younger fans that are into these movies. And I think Bailey Madison is 19. I think she's old enough to get her own movie.
Yes.
And I couldn't really I don't know the leading guys that age. So the only person I could think of is Reese Matthew Bond. Have her, because they have good chemistry together, and he could have his British accent, so it'd be a totally different character than his character on Good Witch. And I think
the only way he
really
can be a British accent is if he's the king of some fake country named Splendovia.
But that could be cute. Can you see Bailey Madison in a princess movie? I think it'd be really fun.
I mean, obviously, she'd be adorable.
Yeah.
But how about Bailey Madison with that kid who's in all of the Netflix movies?
I thought of him.
Noah Centineo.
Do you think he's gettable for Hallmark, or is he too popular now?
I mean, he's only popular for making Netflix movies. In my mind, they're the same tier.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that would be a really great fit for sure. Yeah, and
Plus, it would give him something else to do. Plus, he's only filming in Toronto or Georgia because that's where Netflix films. He's not far.
Yeah. And so I think that would be really fun to just get some younger. I like the fact that they have older, mature actresses in a lot of these roles, but I think it would be fun to have a younger one. And then my last choice, or no, I have two more choices, is my next choice is Autumn Reeser and Paul Campbell. I think they would be so great together. I think they have a very similar kind of personality and dynamic. They're both really likable. They're both really sweet. And I think they would just do really great. So that's one that I thought would be good. And last one I have is, I think Jen Lilly and Jessy Hutch would be really fun together.
Ooh.
Because Jessy's really funny and Jen is pretty good with the comedy. And so I think the two of them could be really fun. And I don't know. So that is my dream pairings. What do you think, Amber?
Great choices. Anything with Jessy Hutch is a really great plan. I mean, the problem is we just love them all. So.
Yeah, I know.
I can't imagine them putting up a Hallmarkies pairing and me being like, not excited for them.
Yeah. But I feel like it's fun to have people that you either want to have people that have like really different personalities, so then they kind of bounce off each other.
Yeah,
Chemistry
but
or
the thing that would be
similar.
great would be like if they took advantage of those pairings, because
Yeah.
I could see it happening where they put, Jen Lilly and Jesse Hutch in a movie and they just make them both be like super serious, and it's like
Yeah.
a murder drama sad mystery. And you're like, no, these people are delightful. They should be in a screwball comedy.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
find
true.
the funny. Ugh.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So these I think are really good pairings. So again, if you're listening, Bill and Michelle, make it happen. But Lisa, what pairings do you have?
Okay, so I have 4 on my list, and
great.
my first one is Michael Rady and Jen Lilly, just because he does the like dry sense of humor thing, and she is so great at that anxious, like funny, like not really sure of herself. But I just think together they'd play off each other very well. My next pairing is Brittany Bristow and Neil Bledsoe.
Yes.
I think that they would
That would be
make an
fun.
awesome.
Plus, you know what that would
Christmas movie
mean.
together.
Hashtag a romance for Brittany.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So I think they would be really cute together. My third choice is Steve Lund and Jessy Schram. I think because he can play pretty serious and she can be
Yes.
pretty quirky, and I think that would be cute together. And
Yeah.
my last pick is a serious dream pick because Hallmark hasn't gone this way yet, and I'm hoping that it's a yet and not ever. I would love to see like Luke McFarlane and maybe Lucas Bryant together in like an openly gay couple.
Yeah, that would be that would
That
be
would be
cool.
different for them.
That's for sure.
It would be different, but I can dream. This is a
Yeah.
dream think tank, and that's my dream.
It's all about how it's handled. Like I loved Love Simon, and that's I thought that was so lovely. And so it just depends. I think people are ready, at least a lot of them are ready. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But we got lots of answers online for this on Twitter. So Caroline Richardson, she says Brendan Penny and Aaron Krakow for hers. Then we have Darlene 0528. She says Ryan Pavey and Taylor Cole. That actually I think would be pretty good. I feel like they'd be a pretty good match. And then we have I'm not sure who this person Kirsten Storms. I'm not sure who that is.
Kirsten Storms is has she been in a Hallmark movie before?
I don't know.
But she's a Xenon.
Oh, right. And Ryan Pavey. So she's a big Ryan Pavey fan. Well,
and I think Kirsten Storms and Ryan Pavey are in that soap opera together, right?
Oh, you're right. That's probably true. Okay. So let's see here. So Becky says Paul Green and Sarah Carter. And then she says Paul Green and Katrina Law, which would be fun. Tammy, our good friend Tammy, Craziness, she has a whole list. She has Jen Lilly, Andrew Walker, Jen Lilly, Cameron Matheson, Lacey Chabert, and Andrew Walker with a better script, she says. Lacey and Chris McNally, Lacey and Kevin McGarry, Jill Wagner and Andrew Walker, Jesse Schram, Chris McNally, Lacey and Luke McFarlane, Candace Cameron Bure and Cameron Matheson, and Danica and Kevin McGarry. So there you go. Mm-hmm. Oh, she says also Merritt Patterson, Chris McNally, Paul Green, and Jen Lilly, and Allison Sweeney and Christopher Paloha. I think that last one would be pretty good. I feel like they have a sort of a similar sense of humor between the two of them. So I think that could be fun. So Renee Holt says Aaron Krakow with Daniel Lissing, Andrew Walker, Chris McNally, Kevin McGarry, Jesse Metcalf, Paul Green, Kevin Smith, Wes Brown, and Brendan Elliott.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like
this is like a big thing.
Like a show where they all fight over her.
Right.
Pretty much, I think is the thing.
She's the star of the Firehouse movie.
Brian Auer says Paul Campbell and Jen Lilly, and Paul Campbell and Rachel Boston. Jacob,
I agree with everyone who says Paul Campbell and everyone.
Yeah. Jacob W. Lockett says Drew Seeley and Jen Lilly. Chad Michael Murray and Taylor Cole.
Mm.
Alonzo Giraldi says Alicia Witt and Luke McFarlane. And then William Bibiani said Alicia Witt and Alicia Witt to Winter Wonderland. So Waiting in the Pumpkin Patch, she says, every so often we get a British movie with Maggie Smith, Vanessa Redgrave, and Judi Dench, and so on. I want a Hallmark version of that with Terrell Rothery, Barbara Niven, Rebecca Staub, and maybe with Gregory Harrison, Cameron Bancroft, and Bruce Boxleitner.
Stop. That would be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be like the Hallmark version of Book Club. It'd be great.
Yes.
Book Club. It would be great. Georgia, our good friend Georgia, she says Brooke Dorsey and Andrew Walker would ruin my life, but in a good way. And then Autumn Reeser and Michael Rady would also turn me to mush. And then Paul Campbell and Rachel Boston, perfect match. Let's see, there's so many. Lots of Aaron Krakow and Daniel Lissing, which I never realized they'd never done. I mean, unless you can't live Winkle's the Heart movies, they've never done a movie together. So that would be interesting. And last one I'll read. Beth P. 9999 says Trevor Donovan and Jesse Schram, Michael Rady and Bethany Joy Lentz, Alicia Witt and David Hayden Jones, not Michael Hayden Jones, David Hayden Jones. And so there you go. There's tons and tons and tons of answers, but lots of good ideas there, I'd say. So, all right. Last question is people we'd like to see in Hallmark movies that have never been, or that it's been a long time since they've been in one. So, all right. My answers. I would love to see Brooke Elliot in a Hallmark movie. I just loved her Drop Dead Diva so much. And I just think she can be really fun and sweet, and be nice to see somebody with some curves in the lead role of one of these movies. I would love that. And she could maybe even bring a little music, because she's got a great singing voice. I would love to see Fran Drescher in one of these someday. I love Fran. I'm a huge fan of anything she does. And I just think she could be a great like mom of the bride or something like that. Just be hilarious. They could do a remake of that one with Delta Burke, the bridal crazy one. They could have her Fran Drescher play. That would be perfect. And then I actually have from the show, I have 2 suggestions from the show Young and Hungry, which I think was such a good show at getting that like rom-com dynamic very well, and I really enjoyed it. And I already talked about Emily Osment, and she's such a great fit for Hallmark. But I think that her leading man in that show, Jonathan Sadowski, I think he'd be great as a leading man for Hallmark. He's super charming, he's really relatable, he's handsome. I think he would be great. And then I also think Amy Carrero, who was her best friend on the show, would be great. And she's also the voice of Elena of Avalar, which a show I love. And she's a little bit diverse. So that's cool. And I just think she would do a great job. She'd be fun and bubbly and sweet. And then last is Sarah Drew, who I just loved Christmas Pen Pals on Hallmark, on Lifetime. This last Christmas, her and Niall Mater were so good, and that movie was great, and I just loved her. And I thought that I think it'd be great for her to come over and do a Hallmark movie after I saw that one. So that's my choices for people that haven't done a Hallmark movie that I'd like to see. So what about you, Lisa? What do you have?
Okay, so I picked a couple of guys that have been in Hallmark movies, but they haven't been in Hallmark movies in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one is Jason Doering. I love him, and I would not mind seeing him.
There are not enough words to describe how much I love Jason Doering.
Yes, and I would just absolutely appreciate for him to come back and do a couple more. The other one is Rupert Penry Jones, because I
would love that.
Only that one, and I need him to come back. I don't care if it's a dad or anything. I just want him back. And I guess I only had 2. Sorry.
Okay.
As far as women, though, I know that some of these are dreams. They're big dreams, but whatever. That's my dream think tank. Alexis Bledel. I wouldn't mind seeing her in a Hallmark movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'd like to go a little more diverse because Hallmark could use a little more diversity. And Laura Harrier, she was in Spider-Man Homecoming, the girl that he really was like into, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
was also in, what was that, Black Klansman, I think.
Okay.
She was in
Yeah.
that. Okay. But I think she's super cute and I'd love to see her in a Hallmark movie. And then Natalie Morales from Parks and Rec. She was Tom Haverford's girlfriend for a little while.
Yeah.
I think they
She
end
was
up
also on a
together.
show called The Middleman,
Okay,
which
I didn't
I
see
loved, and it was terrible and nobody else ever watched it. But it's a good show.
But I love her, and I think she'd be super cute in a Hallmark movie. And then if we're gonna dream big, because they like to bring singers in and do Christmas movies and have these leading ladies sing and stuff, bring me Jennifer Hudson and let me watch her sing in a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yeah.
There it is.
So that's hilarious because I was thinking as we were doing this, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got to scramble some people together because I went on the wrong turn last time. I was thinking, I wonder if they could get like Kelly Clarkson.
I think she's gettable. I do. I think both of those are for. I think it'd have to be a Hall of Fame to get Jennifer Hudson, but I feel like they're both in the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, I would love to get Sarah Ramirez, who was on, Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. She's sing.
Awesome. Yeah, she can wail. She was in Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah, Tony winning for it. Yeah, those are good choices. I like that.
Apparently, we are just like really pushing the musicals.
It would be so amazing.
You know who else I would really love to see? The girl who played Tracy Turnblad in the like Fox Live Hairspray, Maddie Bailow or whatever, and she was in Dumplin' as like the side character girl.
Yeah,
I would love her. She's so adorable and just like charming and charismatic and talented. Please put her in more things.
Yeah, yes. That would be a good one.
Put any kid from the Mickey Mouse Club on the show, I'll watch it. And there are some of them who like don't do things, so hire them. They're all talented. Put them in Hallmark movies. Also, any of the boys from NSYNC, put them in a movie. Yeah. Could you imagine Georgia if like they made a Hallmark movie with J.C. Chazé as the lead?
Yeah, Georgia would die.
Georgia would legitimately die.
All right.
Like JC and Nikki DeLoach are the romantic leads.
Yeah. That would be good. That. I'd watch. That would be good. Okay, so we got a lot of responses to this one on Twitter. So we have Sabrina Latasi says Katrina Law, Jesse Hutch, Vanessa Marcel. These are all people who haven't done one in a while. Sam Jager, Sarah Carter, Hillary Burton, Susie Abromite, I don't know what that is. Antonio Cupo, Faith Ford, Warren Christie, her list.
Also, her list reminded me, Hillary Duff.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Haley. Wouldn't it be fun if we had like a sisters movie with Hillary and Haley Duff?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Hallmark. You got a budget.
It could be the hook to get them both to do it. Like you can spend all this quality time with your sister. It'd be great. So Waiting in the Pumpkin Patch has guys, Antonio Cupo, Jesse Hutch, Andrew Walker in a Hallmark Christmas movie because he keeps going to the other side. Gals, Sarah Lancaster, Sarah Smythe, Lisa Welchel, and he says Blair was my childhood TV girlfriend. So there you go. We have Mary Rudzinski says Hallmark needs to use Eric Mabius, Kristen Booth, Crystal Lowe, Jeff Gustafson as leading actors in films. They're exceptionally talented. Lauren Eagle says we'd love to see Katrina Law and Bo Garrett again. Casey says Megan Follows. I think it'd be fun to see her in Hope Valley since the time period is similar to Anne of Green Gables. There you go. Let's see. Becky.
But Anne of Green Gables did have World War One, so I don't know if we could do that.
Yeah. So Becky says Katrina Law, would love to see her in more. Brian Ayer says Kyler Lee and Erica Durant. And we know we're getting more of her. Becky says, Sarah Strick, she says, I also think it would be fun to see rom-com queen Meg Ryan pop into a Hallmark film sometime, which she hasn't made a movie in a long time. So I don't know, maybe that could be fun. But let's see, Lauren Marie says, definitely would like to see Katrina Law and Colin Egglesfield again. It's a lot of Katrina Law. People want to see her back.
Yeah, there's legitimately a clamoring for Katrina Law.
It really is. So let's see here. Whitney Ann Scott says Matt Lanter, Paul Green. This hasn't been that long since him, but I guess Chantel Van Sotten, Jesse Metcalf, Greg Sulkin, Brianna Evigan, Eddie Cibrian, and Jana Kramer. She has. And Amanda Top as Butterfly says she'd like to see Thomas Boudouin and Jensen Ackles. I don't know if that is. Sarah
Jensen Ackles is from Supernatural. You would know that if you watched Supernatural.
And Tiffany Thiessen. That would be fun. So
can I just tell you, I've never been more heartbroken than when Tiffany Amber Thiessen dropped the Amber out of the middle of her name.
Yes, that makes sense. I can see why. Well, I think we can all agree that if Hallmark Channel took every single one of our ideas, it would be a better network. So I hope they're listening, because this has been very productive. And I think all of our ideas have a lot of potential. It could be really good. But especially the musical ones. Let's do it. I hope next year for Hallmark Hall of Fame, I want to see Kiss Me Kate. It'll be great. So, all right. Well, this has been really fun. I really enjoyed doing this.
Wait, sorry. I know we're wrapping up. Felicia Day.
Yeah. She'd be good.
Sorry. She just came to me in a vision.
Yes. So I'll put these questions in the description section if you want to give your own answers. You want a reminder of what the questions were, we'll have it down there. So make sure to check that out. And let us know on Twitter or all the other social medias or in the comments section what you think of our ideas, what would be your ideas. That would be amazing. And so that would be great. And Amber, how can people find you?
As always, or as occasionally, I should say, since I'm hardly ever on, as always, I'm at Amber Brainwaves on Twitter, and that's it.
Great. And Lisa, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Girl Gone Hallmark.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, and on iTunes and YouTube. So make sure to check that out. And make sure you're following us all over social media, Hallmarkies Pod, all over. And we try to live tweet every single movie. So that's super fun. We probably won't be live tweeting, though, this weekend because of the Easter holiday weekend. But most times we are. And so check that out. And if you're listening on iTunes, if you can give us your ratings and reviews, we really appreciate it. And if you're listening on YouTube, if you can give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, that would be great. So thanks so much, you guys, for coming on talking about these. It was a lot of fun. And we'll look forward to doing our next podcast. It'll be fun. So, all right. I think we did it.
We did it.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.